All right, guys. Today we'll be talking about trends. A lot of people are familiar with the word trends. In fact, trends is one of the most fundamental thing you put into consideration before you start analyzing the market. So during the market structure, the first thing you pay attention to is the trend. But what do you understand by trend? Well, in a trend, we only have three things. The first is we have the uptrend. During the uptrend, the markets is self-explanatory. The markets keep going up, right? Just like this. In an uptrend, the market goes up, but in a downtrend, the market goes down. Like this can be an uptrend, for example, the market goes up, then in a downtrend, the market retraces down. But the market also have what we call the consolidation or the sideways market, whereby the market is not fully going upward, neither is it going down, but it's just consolidating within a resistance and a support. And in most cases, that resistance and support is very narrow. That's whereby the buyers and the sellers are fighting to determine where the next market movement will be. Either it will continue uptrend, go downtrend, or depending on the structure. So we call it the consolidation or the sideways market. So we have three things: the uptrend, where the market goes up; the downtrend, the market goes down; and the sideways, that's the consolidation. Some people don't know how to study the trends because a lot of people say, but why is it that in different time frames we see different trends? For example, if you go on 4 hours time frame, it's a downtrend. On 1 hour time frame, it's an uptrend. On 15 minutes time frame, it's a downtrend. Different time frame, different trends. So how can we really know where the market is actually going? Like the actual trend of the market. Usually what I do is before you start analyzing the market for the day, it is always recommendable to go to the highest time frame or a higher time frame. Probably the highest might be month or year. But when I mean by higher time frame, probably the weeks or the daily time frame. So this is a daily time frame. At the daily time frame, you can click it. We have the weekly time frame also. You check, for example, the weekly time frame, but this time we'll be going to the daily time frame. At the daily time frame, we observe closely at the market. There is something we noticed, and that is the structure of the market. And what structure is the market giving us? First, we will kind of check how the market is moving before we will be able to uh, know what to do. We take our part two. If we check here, the market goes uptrend, it comes back a downtrend, slightly uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. Here it's a consolidation, then the market goes uptrend. Do you understand? So when we see the movement of this market, we we noticed, sorry, when we see the movement of this market, we are able to notice something, that the market structure is just one, which is the uptrend and the downtrend. It keep going uptrend and downtrend. So during this section, the market was consolidating, and now it's an uptrend. So outrightly, from our observation, we can rightly say the market is on an uptrend. You should always remember something, which is the basic principle. trend it's your friend. A trend is your friend. So you shouldn't go against the trend. Well, in a short form, it can pay off, like if you're scalping. But if you trading on swing trades or the actual trend, if you really want to make the best or the biggest money out of the market, you trade with the trend. But there is some factors we put into consideration. That is, we'll go now after observing the daily time frame. We have been able to see that the market is going on a very bullish market structure. That is an uptrend. So what we'll do, we'll go to a lower time frame, which is probably around 4 hours time frame. Then what do we see here on the 4 hour time frame? We noticed, we can delete this, no problem. We noticed that the market, it first, the market went from here, it went uptrend, slightly downtrend, and now it's on a very strong bullish uptrend. Do you understand? So when we see this kind of structure in the market, this tells us that it is very good to look for a very good spot to enter the market. And where can be the good spot to enter such a market? That is when we will be able to look at the support and the resistance. Anyway, as time goes on, in our next video, we'll discuss how we find our support and resistance. But from what we've seen, we need to understand how to check the uptrend and the trends of the market. So looking at this 4 hours time frame, we see that the market is going on an uptrend. But the reality is, if imagine you enter a trade here and you are expected to go to this profit, you're expected to go to this profit when you enter the trade. Obviously, this market, this candlestick that went bearish will liquidate you or will hit your stop loss. And from this candlestick, it shows about 9% drawdown. If you're using a 10x leverage, that's about 90 something percent, almost 100% drawdown. So it will definitely liquidate you. You understand? Now, these are the reasons why we need to know the right entry. Well, for people who are scalping, they will definitely make a lot of profit here because they go against the trend. But in a longer run, you're making more profit when you follow the trend. But the market at a point also do what we call change of structure. When the market change structure is when the market change direction from uptrend to downtrend. So we will be able to know if the market is about to change structure, if it has changed structure, so that we will not go against the trend. That is the principle. So now, understanding this is an uptrend, you cannot just enter the market because it's an uptrend, because a drawdown of that market might liquidate you, just like in this case. So we go on a lower time frame, a more lower time frame, like 30 minutes or 1 hour. You noticed here the the market signal we drew there is when we placed our buy on this section, on this path, on uptrend. There are some factors that we put into consideration, like to know if it is oversold, overbought, the RSI. There are a lot of things, the MACDs, there are a lot of structures we pay attention to know if it is the right point to beat the market. So if you are over leveraging at this point, obviously you'll be liquidated or it will hit your stop loss. But if you're using swing trade, of course you still be on the trade, or if you are using a very low leverage. But when we look at this market structure, ideally here is not a very good spot to buy. You understand? Although this was just a spike, something that happen once in a while in the market. In a very stable currency, it happens once in a while, but all this unstable coin, it's very, very common. All this pump and dump. Well, when we check this market structure, we notice from this place down to this place, it's an uptrend. Then the market was trying to consolidate around this place. Then it retraces. Our goal is to buy at the lowest point and sell at the highest point. And if you are going on a short, your goal is to sell at the highest and buy at the lowest. If you're going on a long, you buy at the lowest, you sell at the highest. And the opposite is the case. You sell at the highest, you buy at the lowest. So our goal here is to target this point of the market. Probably this point here, down here, and sell probably around this point. Realistically, it is very, very possible. It is very possible. But sometimes we may wonder, how can we understand or know that at this point the market will not draw down, it will be going up? Do you understand? So there are a lot of factors we put into considerations. But the lesson we should be able to learn today from this video is, when it's a trend, you start tracing this trend from a bigger time frame and you look for your entry at a smaller time frame. And in a trend, we have three types of trends: the uptrend, the downtrend, the sideways, which is the consolidation. So these three are things that happens in the market. So when we are able to discover what is going on in the market, this will help us to understand the market structure and look for a good entry point. In our next video, we will explain more on how to get your resistance, your support, and other factors we put into consideration before we enter a trade.